Hello and welcome to the Daily Mill for Saturday, the 1st of February 2025. In today's Millwall news, it was match day and we won. It was at the 10, Saturday at 3 p.m. We've all went down to cheer. It was a full house. Quite a few queues outside to get in through the turnstiles. This is a match report from millfc.co.uk. Connolly and Cundall seal a London derby win for Millwall. Millwall 2-1 winners over Queen's Park Rangers and Sky Bet Championship on Saturday afternoon. Aaron Connolly put the Lions into the lead just 30 seconds in, but Alfie Lloyd equalised just 2 minutes later in a frantic start. Debutant Luke Cundall, however, rose highest to put Alex Neil's side back in front and secure all 3 points in SC16. The head coach made 2 changes to his starting lineup from Tuesday night's win at Portsmouth as Lucas Jensen returned between the sticks, and Cundall made his debut in place of Duncan Watmore, who dropped to the bench. A bit surprised that Jensen went straight in. I think you would have been. I can't see why they didn't give Roberts another game, but I understand if Jensen's back and fit, and then you put him in. Could he have done better with that first goal? I'm not too sure, but in the second half, when we were doing a lot of defending, he made some excellent saves, reaction saves, very good. It worked out well in the end, but. So you now got a dilemma. Obviously, we're playing next week Leeds away in the FA Cup. They are, a championship team. They're top of the table at the moment. Because it's the FA Cup, do you bring Roberts in for that? And if he plays a blinder in that against, obviously he's played in the Carling Cup, but he's played it away at Portsmouth. He played in the league away at Portsmouth because Jensen was injured. But if he plays away at Leeds and he plays a blinder, then you've got a problem. But it's the FA Cup, so do we ring the changes? What do we do? Obviously, there's a lot of Mill fans going up there. Mill want to be competitive. Mill fans want the team to be competitive and play well in this game. They don't want mass changes with players that they don't think are good enough in starting in the team. But we wait and see. And obviously, it's the FA Cup. A run in the FA Cup would bring money into the club. That helps out. It helps out. We got money from Romain Essa sale. We got money from the Fleming sale. But if you get extra money that comes out of nowhere because you only budget for one FA Cup tie and one I was going to call it Carling Cup. What's it called now? Carabao Cup. So you only budget for one of those games each. If we go on a little run in the FA Cup, that brings the money in. It all helps out. Especially, what can we do with the money? We buy some assets. We are Asset FC now. Yes. The game was just 30 seconds old when in front of a sold-out Den, the Lions took the lead. Great play down the right-hand side allowed Tristan Kramer a run into the box, and once the right-back cross, Connolly made no mistake in guiding an effort home to open the scoring. Yes, indeed. Very, very, very happy for me. I had 2 bets on the match. One was Connolly to score at any time, and one was because of the prediction that I made in yesterday's video, which another prediction that I got right, is that Mill would win the game 2-1, but I didn't do that. I did Mill to win with both teams to score, because then if it's 3-1 or 4-1 or maybe even 3-2, I still get paid out, and I got paid out. Although actually I cashed out because I lost my bottle a bit, because we were backs to the wall in a bit at the end of that game today, so I did cash out. However, less than 120 seconds later, the Arsenal levels. The ball was played forward to Lloyd, who showed quality to strike across Jensen and into the back of the net to equalise. Yes. Joe Bryan went walkabout up front, charging in. He lost the shape, and he made a big, massive gap behind him, which when he ended up not getting the ball, they could just go bing bong bing, boop, they were away. And like I said, I haven't seen the shot from the angle where we can see if Jensen's at fault. Obviously, he's not. It was the first thing he had to face in the game, so maybe he wasn't warmed up. He was a bit nervous coming into the game after going out injured. Was he okay to play? He's not sure. So I don't know. I'm not blaming him, but as I expected, it was going to be hard for us to keep a clean sheet against QPR. And literally 2 minutes later, they scored. Insane game. What is going on? So Rahis Bangor-Williams then saw an attempt tipped onto the post by Paul Nardi, following Japhet Tanganga stepping in and winning the ball high as a crazy start continued, with Mill then using Crammer well down the right flank, only to find the final ball lacking. Ronnie Edwards' long-range effort was flicked behind by Jake Cooper at the midway point of the half, but with 25 minutes on the clock, Mill were back in front. Crammer's cross was headed towards goal by George Saville, only for the lines to hit the woodwork for the second time. Kundal, however, just simply wanted the rebound more and rose above the QPR defence to head home a debut goal. Yeah, everyone froze except for Kundal. He carried on going. He just gambled and he was there first. Saville's strike 6 minutes before the half-time break was blocked by the visiting defence, with Ilias Chair finding the comfortable grasp of Jensen 2 minutes later. And that's after Connolly scored there. Again, wearing the gloves. I'm not going to say anything. Chair's dangerous free kick was gratefully accepted by Jensen in the first action of the second half, before a day of successful interceptions from the Lions continued on 55 minutes as Joe Brown won the ball just inside his own half. He drove forward and the attack won Millwall a corner, but Cooper's looping header was gathered by Nardi. Steve Cook's sloppy concession of possession then allowed Connolly a run on goal, only for him to be brought down mere centimetres from being inside the box, with Connolly then taking on Rangers' backline and crossing on 67 minutes, causing Nardi to spring into action. A sustained spell of QPR pressure rained down on the Mill penalty area around the 70-minute mark, and I think this is around about the time I cashed out, with Jensen having to be alert to palm away a free header from Morgan Fox. Rangers substitute Yang Ming-hyuk then stung the gloves of the Dane with a vicious effort from the edge of the box moments later, with Jensen again on hand to divert a goal-bound effort away from danger with 10 minutes remaining. Another substitute, Michael Frey, then climbed highest but found his header deflected behind as the visitors looked to force home an equaliser, and with Sam Field ballooning an effort over late on in 4 minutes of stoppage time, that spelled the end of any potential fight back and a third straight win for Millwall. Bosh. Referee was John Busby, and I didn't mention it before the game. I did know that I saw that QPR put out a story that he was going to be. This is the ref. He's now been referee for about 5 or 6 of our games. I don't know why they keep picking him for our games. I have no idea what's going on. I don't know if does he not drive? Does he live local and he doesn't drive? I don't know what the hell is going on. He keeps getting selected for our games. Not that I think we've won most of them, so I'm not complaining. Like, bruh, not that he was especially favourable to us today, but I mean, it's just bizarre that they keep picking the same referee for our games. I don't know why that's happening. A crowd of 17,914 with 2,007 away fans. So there you go. The Mill team was as follows: Jensen, Crammer, Tanganga, Cooper, Bryan, Saville, Denor, Bangor, Williams, Kundal, Connolly, Ivanovic. The substitutes were Wallace, Mitchell, Roberts, Wintle, Kelly, Langstaff, Watmore, Honeyman and Harding. And the subs that got used was Wintle on for Denor in the 79th minute, Mitchell on for Bangor Williams in the 88th minute, Watmore on for Kundal in the 79th minute, Honeyman on for Connolly in the 88th minute, and Langstaff on for Ivanovic again in the 88th minute. So 2 rounds of substitutions there, as we're trying to shut up shop. We got some pictures from millfc.co.uk. Aaron Connolly and Luke Kundal scored as Mill beat Queen's Park Rangers 2-1 in the Sky Bet Championship on Saturday afternoon. And there's Connolly getting his goal. There he is, peeling away. That's the new guy. Played pretty well. Connolly is a threat anytime he gets on the ball. He takes a lot of touches of the ball, but I think that confuses people because they don't really know which way he's going to go. He keeps it very close to him, but then he has more touches than he needs to. When he's dribbling with the ball, he can. I think the goal was actually one touch. I think it was one touch. The ball come in, Ivanovic swiped it, he missed it, luckily, but then that meant the QPR defenders kind of didn't know where the ball was going. It went straight to Connolly, and he one-touched it straight into the goal. So fantastic stuff there. There he is. And that is the header. So he's headed it there. He got in front of the guy and headed it in. That's Kundal. And, no mistake. Pounced on it like a tiger. He's not even that tall. There you are there. And just some more action pictures. And I think we are nearly back round to the front. Yeah, there we go. So there's pictures from the game now. So this is what happened in the rest of the championship over the weekend. Friday night, Blackburn 2, Preston 1. Watford 0, Norwich 1. Oxford 1, Bristol City 2, with 2 players sent off for Bristol City. So how is your luck, Gary Rowett? I believe Gary Rowett's still unbeaten. Gary Rowett's Oxford United still unbeaten. Plymouth 2, West Brom 1. Obviously, we play Plymouth away next. So if they improving? They just beat West Brom. Obviously, next, in the league, obviously we have the FA Cup game at Leeds. Portsmouth 0, Burnley 0. Sheffield Wednesday 1, Luton 1. Swansea 0, Coventry 2. Leeds 7, yes 7. Cardiff 0. Derby 0, Sheffield United 1. More on that later. Hull 1, Stoke 2. And on Monday, I don't know why they've done this. Why is it not on Sunday? The transfer window closes on Monday. Why is there a game on Monday night? This is utterly ridiculous. This game should not have been put on Monday night. But it's going to be Middlesbrough versus Sunderland. If it was us, I would be absolutely spitting feathers. So, what's happened with the table now then? Well, we're in 13th place now, as we've only gone up the one place, I believe. We didn't go up further because I think Norwich and someone else won. And we've caught up to Watford, because Watford have dropped like a stone. They've lost 3 games in a row. We've won 3 games in a row. If you look at the graphics on the right-hand side, it's only us and Coventry have won 3 games in a row, the last 3 games. Coventry have won 4, we've won 3. And we got Norwich who've won 2. And that's it. These are the only teams who've put wins together. Us, Norwich and Coventry. 3 teams in the whole division have put more than 1 win back to back. This division is crazy. We've scored 30 goals now in 30 games, so we're obviously scoring 2 today. That helps us out, getting the extra 1 than we normally get. Only conceding 27 goals still, which gives us joint 5th best defence, level with West Brom. But West Brom went away to Plymouth today and lost. They're bottom of the table. That's Plymouth's first win for a while. And that's our next trip in the league. And that's going to be on Wednesday night now. It's got moved, didn't it? It was supposed to be Tuesday, now it's Wednesday. So there's that. If we look at, say, Hull, obviously 29 points there on 30 games. So it's roughly 1 point per game. If we say that continues onwards, let's say they carry on getting 1 point per game from now until the end of the season. There's 16 games to go. So that would leave them on, 45 points. So you would imagine 3 more wins from us and we should be safe. I don't think it's going to be as high as 50 points needed to stay up. Derby, they're not doing too well at the moment. Luton as well, not doing too well. Hull can win here and there. Portsmouth as well. They play pretty well, especially at home. But I don't think we're going to need the 50 points. So if we get another 3 more wins, so by the end of the month, you would imagine we should know if we're going to be safe or not. And that's the way I'm looking at it. A lot of people are already looking up, which I can understand because we're only 4 points off 6th place. But look at all the teams in front of us. And as I mentioned before, there is a gap of 10 points between 5th and 4th. There's a 10-point gap there. And you can see it's quite clear that these 4 teams are extremely good, going by the goal difference and the points tally so far. Single-digit defeats. Blackburn, what have they done? They've lost 11 games. They're struggling on. They got 2 wins in 6 and 4 defeats. So they either win or they lose. They don't draw games. They go for it. But is that strategy going to see them into the playoffs at the end of the season? I don't know. Probably not. So these 2 places, 5th and 6th, are up for grabs, in my opinion. The good thing, I think, is we have to play most of these teams again, I believe. I think we've played Coventry twice. We played Sheffield Wednesday twice, I think. Have we played Bristol City twice? No, I don't think so. No, because we played them in a couple of in the 1st of March, didn't we? So again, we play these teams above us we're competing with these teams. So as long as we don't lose to them, or even better, if we beat them, a playoff run might be an option. But again, like I said, we brought all these players in to develop them in the Championship. If we get promoted, that's all goes out the window, and then we have to start recruiting. We have to get a whole group of whole different players to come in to try and compete in the Premiership. So, that's, and we're going to be like Chelsea. We'll have about 15 players out on loan. But so would the club want to get promoted? Obviously they would, because of the money. But obviously there are obligations off the pitch that you have to fulfil, which Luton did, last season when they got promoted. How's that working out for them? They went up. Everyone's, little old Luton, aren't they doing well? They're going toe to toe. They're not shutting up the shop. They're playing football. Where are they now? About to drop into League One. Would you take Premier League football if we dropped 2 relegations in a row to League One? Personally, I don't think I would. But there you go. Now, going to move on to some post-match comments from southernnews.co.uk. Millwall boss still trying to find the right balance, but pleased with his side's performance in 2-1 win against QPR. Alex Neil said he was pleased with Millwall's performance during a 2-1 win against Queen's Park Rangers earlier today, but that he was still trying to find the right balance between attacking play and defensive solidity. The Lions took the lead just 29 seconds into the game after Aaron Connolly turned home Tristan Kramer's cross before Alfie Lloyd equalised just minutes later for a quick transition. Millwall recovered the lead after debutant Luke Cundle headed home from close range in the 25th minute and held on for the win despite a late QPR surge, with Lucas Jensen making a number of vital stops. For me today, I didn't see it to the players, but I think winning at home was important. Most of our fans come here to watch us, and the one thing you don't want to do is go too long without picking up a win at home. I think the performance made it better. I thought we had a threat throughout most of the game, which was good. I thought our structure in the first half was a little bit open. Made the game quite transitional. I thought we looked as if we were going to score about every time we went forward, but equally we looked a bit open at the back. I thought second half, because we were leading, I sort of changed that a little bit. I made us a little bit more structured behind the ball in the second half, which I think defensively helps, but then you have less of the ball and you carry less of a threat. For me at the moment, it's just how much I turn that dial in terms of trying to get the balance right between scoring goals and looking threatening, but also making sure we try and keep the back door shut. When asked if his side got off to a dream start, Neil said, after 1 minute, 2 minutes, I'm not so sure. It's a great start, it's a great goal. Obviously, I think today we've hit the bar, we've hit the post, we've scored 2 goals, we've had moments where we're running around the edge of the box, and we look threatening. We put through crosses, a few across the face of the goal. I think you're never going to go from scoring 1 goal a game or averaging 1 goal a game or even less than that. And I think over the season to all of a sudden scoring 3 or 4 every match, this league's so difficult. It doesn't matter who you play. So whether you play top end, whether you play the bottom end, all the games are really, really tough for different reasons. I think what we showed, I thought we were much more comfortable in the ball today, particularly in the first half. I thought we moved the ball better than we've done, which is really pleasing because we're developing that side of the game. Then I think we showed what Millwall have been for the last 10 years, which is hard to beat. Head the ball out your box, defend, be gritty, and you need to win games at this level, and you need to have both sides. And I think that's where we're certainly improving in certain aspects. Mill's second goal relied on a bit of luck with George Savile's header rebounding off the bar to Kundal, who reacted first to hit the ball in. Oh, it was a good goal, Neil said. I think that was one where he hit the bar and he followed that up. I just thought we had a threat. I thought we were threatening the whole game. I thought when Alan Connolly came in on his right foot, he just looked dangerous all the time. I thought Luke made runs. I thought Mihailo could have been got on the end of a couple of bits and bobs that were on the edge of the box as well. I was really pleased. When asked how much the changes he made in training and Mill's new additions have helped the Lions turn around their form, Neil said, I think it's a combination of both. Alan Connolly's been in today's first goal, but he's played the last couple of games. But I think we've looked threatening the last couple of games as well. And I think it's a combination of everything. There's a competition for places. We've brought in some good quality at the top end of the pitch that can play in tight spaces, and Link can do all the bits on the edge of the box. But we've also got the guys who've been performed brilliantly the last couple of games that haven't been sort of brought in on the last sort of few days. So I'm not looking to give credit to one group of players and not the other. It's a collective thing, and I think we're playing pretty well at the moment. Kundal, whose transfer from Wolverhampton Wanderers was only announced yesterday, only had 1 training session with the team, but already looks to be a vital part of the front 4. Well, he's had 1 day, so he met them yesterday. We've not even done half a training session because it was our 5th game in 2 weeks. But good players can play anyway. My job's to make sure I give them structure so they understand defensively and offensively, how we're going to work, and then their decision making, their quality will dictate whether they play well or whether they don't. But certainly of late they've been performing very, very well. Of course, that training session was the one where I showed you yesterday where they took the pictures, so there is that. Now, it was always the plan if we sold Romain Esse, when Millwall head coach on signing flurry. This is from londonnewsonline.co.uk, the South London Press's online website. Millwall head coach Alex Neil has talked about it always being the plan to be busy in the January transfer window if they sold Romain Esse. The Lions have moved to strengthen their squad after the England under-20 internationals £14.5 million switch to Crystal Palace. Millwall broke their own transfer record on Friday night with the addition of Sparta Rotterdam winger Camille Negley, which is rumoured to be between 3 million and 4 million euros, so whatever that is in Great British pounds, you do the conversion. The Algerian was brought on the Den pitch before today's 2-1 win for the Lions over QPR. Oh, this was always the plan, said Neil. People are acting like they're surprised. Everybody I talk to seems to say, hey, what's going on? The plan when I came in was that if someone was going to come in and buy Romain, then we were going to try and invest in some younger players, try and develop the style and try to make us more threatening and try to score more goals, as well as trying to bring some young lads in and try and create some assets. The plan was always there, it's just at the moment that the plan's working really quite well, and I'm not daft, I know in 2 weeks it might not be working quite so well because, that's the nature of football in this league, and we're going to certainly enjoy it while we're doing what we're doing, and the lads deserve huge amounts of credit, as does the club for wanting to invest and improve in their squad, and I would think being a Millwall fan right now is quite exciting. Asked about how much of a role he played in Negley putting pen to paper, the Scot smiled and gestured it was a small amount. Well, it's a collective thing. It always is. People worry about these things too much in terms of who makes the signings. Is it a manager? Is it the recruitment team? Is it the director of football? It's never one person ever, that I've ever been that. When the player comes in, we support them and give them the platform they hopefully deserve if they can train well and play well. And it's never one person who makes any decision at a club. Everybody's behind it, and we're hopefully all pushing in one direction all together positively, and we'll see where we go. Asked about Negley's attributes, Neil said, well, he can play inside the pitch or outside the pitch. He can play wide if you want him, or in the pocket. Technically he's a very good player. He can score a goal as well. He's very creative. He can move with the ball and hold onto the ball. So he's not too dissimilar to Aaron Connolly, that he can dribble with it and draw people towards him, and he can pick a pass out. And what we do need is to remember is to give him time. He's come from a different league and a different culture and country, and sometimes when you do that, you do need to have a little bit of time to settle. I can speak from experience, just coming from Preston to London. I'm still in a bloody Airbnb at the moment, living out my suitcase. Those elements matter, particularly when you're a player. So less so for me, because I can sort of do my work wherever. So indeed. Interesting stuff there. Why are you surprised? This was always the plan. So I mean, man, trust the plan. Trust the plan, as they say. Now, will Millwall make more signings before Monday's transfer deadline? Yeah, the transfer deadline date is on Monday, not on Friday. Obviously, it's the end of the month, and it's called the January transfer window, but it doesn't close when January closes. It closes on Monday at 11 p.m. GMT. That is when it closes. So, this is from London News Online. Will we make more signings? Well, let's find out. Alex Neil was not ruled out. Millwall making more additions to their squad before Monday's transfer deadline. The Lions have had a busy week with two notable additions made. Luke Cundle and Camille Negley. Cundle scored in his debut on Tuesday in today's 2-1 win over QPR at the Den. The Wolves attacking midfielder signed a 3.5-year contract at Millwall. Negley has cost a club record fee from Sparta Rotterdam. The 23-year-old switch was not done in time for him to be in the matchday squad for the championship fixture against the Ars. Asked if there would be more signings ahead of the cut-off at the start of the week, Neil said, never say never. I'm not too sure. We have a designated recruitment team that focuses on that 24/7. What I do is dip into it, if and when I need to, and when we're looking at players, discussing players or different things like that. My focus has been on the games because they're the most important thing to me at this moment in time. But the window's still open, so, let's wait and see. Let's wait and see. Now, it could be that there are players going out. I would imagine that we would see players going out on loan. I think we do have young players, who are under a certain age that they are allowed to have youth loans. But I believe if you go on a youth loan, it has to be to National League or lower. So, if we want players like Danny Kelly or Alfie Massey playing in a League 2 or League 1 team, I think they need to do a deal from now until the end of the season by Monday. So that needs to be done. If they don't do that, then they can still go out on youth loan to a conference side just to play football, just to play men's football, which is a lot better than playing for the under 21s, I can assure you. But could we see? So I think Kelly was named on the subs bench today, so I'm not sure about him. I think Alfie Massey, he might go, Harding might go, but then you think there is another possibility of someone who might go, and there are rumours coming out today, and that's here. Top Millwall star attracting late window interest. Who do you think that might be? Yes, it is. It's the main man. It's the player of the season. I can say quite confidently right now on the 1st of February it's the player of the season. Even though there's 3 more months to go, it's Japhet Tanganga. So we have another club entering the fray. The Lions registered the 2-1 win. Yep, we know all about that. And there he is. There he is. Former Tottenham Hotspur defender Japhet Tanganga, who joined them in the summer, has been one of their best players. The former England youth international started 27 games for the Championship side, clocking up almost 2,500 minutes. Now, though, Mill could be soon tested for Tanganga. According to the Star, Sheffield United are eyeing Tanganga to boost their automatic promotion hopes. So Sheffield United. They were interested in QPR's Jimmy Dunn, but after he rejected the Blades, they are focused on the Millman as an alternative option. All eyes will be shown on whether Sheffield United do lodge a late bid for Tanganga. Now, there was, from the QPR fans, obviously we played them today, there was like a lot of speculation that Jimmy Dunn wasn't in the Matchday squad. So, what's going on? Is he leaving? Is he going to Sheffield United? Like, what's happening? So, according to this, InsideFootball.com, Jimmy Dunn is not going to Sheffield United, but for some reason he wasn't named in the squad today. So, what happened there then? Don't know. Did they try to do a deal? They couldn't do a deal. But then if they couldn't do a deal for Jimmy Dunn, how are they going to do a deal for Tanganga? Because Tanganga is going to cost more than Jimmy Dunn. So unless it was Jimmy Dunn didn't want to go to Sheffield, but then why didn't they QPR play him? Unless QPR are trying to force him out. And then they figured, well, we don't want to play him because his head's gone. Like, we're trying to be bastards to him and get him out of the club because we need the money. I have no idea. I'm just speculating. But if it's like they tried to get Jimmy Dunn and they were told a price and then they said, yeah, no, we can't. We're not playing that. But then how are you going to pay for Tanganga? Because he's going to be a lot more. So this story is quoting this from the Star. So let's have a look at that. I pulled it up here. It's a tweet from Danny Hall. And he's got the star.co.uk, which I believe is the Sheffield Star. It's not the Daily Star. And it's an exclusive. It says the Blades could turn their attentions elsewhere after having a bid rejected for Jimmy Dunn this week. Told by Sheffield United sources that Millwall's Japhet Tanganga is one of a number of alternative players of interest. Now, this is a problem. Why is this a problem? Well, the interest before in Tanganga was from Wolverhampton Wanderers, who are in the Premier League at the moment, but they are almost certainly to be relegated. So the situation there would be Tanganga would leave us, a Championship team, to go to Wolves, a Premier League team, for 3 months. They would get relegated, and next season they'll be in the Championship. So, what's the point in that? Because surely you're not going to get Premier League wages when you come down in the Championship. They won't allow that in the contract. If they do, they're probably stupid. Unless they backdate it when they get promoted. So they'll say, okay, if we get relegated, if we go out back automatically again, we will backdate the money and give it to you as a fee. I don't know how they can do that. Maybe they can do that. But this is worse because Sheffield United at the top of this league, they're almost certainly... there is high likelihood that they will get promoted. It's not certain, they're 3 points ahead of Burnley, and Sunderland are there as well. But they have problems scoring goals as well. 41. It's got not scoring that many goals as Leeds. But if he goes there, and you would imagine he thinks he's a very good player and he could add to the team. So if he goes there, he adds to the team, makes them better defensively, helps them get promoted to the Premier League, where he'll be there for next season. So he's going to be in the Premier League for at least a season with Premier League wages. And then even if Sheffield United, obviously they're going to be favourites to come straight back down. No doubt about that. But you'd imagine he fancies himself in the Premier League. He'll give it a go. And maybe they'll stay up, maybe they won't. But then if he plays well, then surely other Premier League teams will say, hey, Sheffield United went back down, but Tanganga was pretty good for them. Maybe we should try and sign him. So this is probably more concerning than the Wolves' interest. But we wait to see. So according to this, it said they had a bid rejected for Jimmy Dunn. So maybe Jimmy Dunn wanted to go there, and he got upset that QPR wouldn't let him go. So there you go. So this is a thing to watch out for. We've got the players in. I think we probably still need a right back in. And I would say, almost certainly, so if Tanganga does go, obviously that's going to be a massive problem for us. He's insanely good. Then Crammer would probably need to go in the middle. And then who plays at right back? Unless they bring Hutch in, I'm not sure he's up to it anymore. So we'll wait to see. But I mean, yeah. So I think on Monday we'll be looking, rather than players coming in, players going out on loan, and hopefully not Tanganga going out, because that's however good the players coming in have been, how excited we are. If Tanganga leaves now, if he leaves in the summer, it is what it is. If Sheffield United come back in for him in the summer and say, hey, we want you for the Premier League, I understand. But if he goes now, I mean, I wouldn't be happy about that. I wouldn't be happy about that at all. Now, what am I moving on to now? I'm moving on to this, which is comments from the opposition assistant head coach, because the manager wasn't there either, which is interesting. So this is from londonnewsonline.co.uk. Happy for him. Lloyd's performance earns praise as QPR lose at Millwall. QPR assistant head coach Xavi Khan was pleased with the performance of Alfie Lloyd in Rangers' 2-1 defeat to Millwall. The 21-year-old scored just his second goal for the club to level the game at the Den after Aaron Connolly had given the home side lead in the first minute. But Khan saw enough from Lloyd to suggest he merited a starting berth ahead of Michael Frey and Rayan Kohli. We have different types of strikers. Today we considered that Alfie attacking him behind the back four was the best option to hurt them, to stretch them. We are happy for him after the game, but not just for the goal, but for the game in general. Rangers matched Millwall for much of the 90 minutes, but were unable to find a second-half equaliser despite dominating possession. They have now lost back-to-back championship games in the championship for the first time since the start of November, dropping them down to 14th in the table. We have a feeling that we would deserve more, at least 1 point, said Khan. In the second half, we pushed all in, 100% set pieces, crosses, everything, and we have this feeling, but it is what it is. I don't expect to concede in minute one. We normally defend this type of action better, and today we've not done it. We've created in a top way, I would say, scoring an amazing goal. It's not easy after conceding a goal in 1 minute. The second goal, again, was maybe a bit sloppy goal, but all the credit to the lads. So there you go. He's praising his players even though they lost, and thought they played quite well. Just a bit unlucky. Yeah, maybe. Or maybe we played very well. Now, I want to mention television. Television. It's that time again. I can't believe we're here. I can't believe it's February already. Where did January go? But we are now going to see some more TV games selected. So, this is from EFL.com, it's TV selections process. Selections for matches scheduled after the first weekend in March will be made by the broadcasters on a 4-week rolling basis starting from the 1st of February. Well, that's today. The selections will then be announced to supporters following agreement with all required stakeholders within 7 days. Yes, the TV selections have started to be made from today. I guess they'll go back on Monday when they get back to the office, and for the rest of the week, and they'll try to get agreements with the safety advisory groups, with both clubs who agreed that their game gets moved, like 12:30 kickoff, 5 wherever the kickoff is. And then obviously the safety advisory groups as well. And it's going to be on a first week rolling basis. So from the 1st of February to now, and we're going to find out by the 8th. So they're going to tell us by next Saturday the games that have been moved. So let me show you what that means by doing this. These are games on skysports.com that have already been selected, so you can see. Games selected till the last week in February. That's done. We've only got one more game to go. That's Derby County away. That's the 12:30 kickoff. That's on Sky Sports Plus on Saturday the 22nd of February. These are all done. Now, what they're going to do is they're going to add to the bottom of this list the games from the 1st of March to, I believe it's like the 29th of March. So all of the games in March will be selected coming up this week, and I would imagine that some of our games could probably, almost certainly, be getting moved, and I'll show you what those are. So obviously we saw the QPR game, it was sold out Friday afternoon. Certain stands were sold out on Thursday, so I can obviously tickets for this, I don't think they're available yet, but I understand like you might be buying train tickets or whatever, plane tickets if you're coming from abroad. Please do be aware and tell everyone else that these games can be moved still. They might be moved either by day or by time, so they could be moved. So don't book anything yet. Stick around to the channels, keep an eye on Millwall's official site. They'll tell you if the games are moved, and these are the games that could be moved, and we are playing well. We've won 3 games in a row. We've got a new manager. We've got exciting young players who can play football. Wow, how did that happen? It's almost certain that some of these games will be moved for television. I can assure you of that. So this game here, Bristol City at home, probably not. I would imagine maybe it might be an early kickoff. I don't think they'll move it the day. This one, it could. I think obviously Watford aren't doing too well at the moment. They might sack their manager, but then they imagine by the time we play them, they might have a new manager and they might be playing better. But I'm not sure about that. It could be moved. See, this is already on Sky because it's a midweek game, which is why both Leeds games were midweek, which is insane to me. Normally they would never dream of doing this, but because automatically all midweek games on Sky Sports Plus, they assume, well, if we put it midweek, people won't travel; they'll just stay at home and watch it on the television. This game, I doubt that will be moved. I doubt that'll be moved. That might be okay. But this might get moved. It might get moved by day as well. Sunderland, for whatever reason, I don't know why. Maybe the local police does some things on Saturday. They do have quite a few games moved to the Friday or the Monday. Or maybe even Sunday. But they do move days for Sunderland games at home. So this game might get moved. So there you go. So looking at this, probably 2 or 3 of our games are getting moved. If I were to bet on it, I would probably say the Watford game and the Sunderland game. So these are the games that get moved. So these ones, they're going to get announced this week if they're going to get moved. And then on the 1st of March, they're going to announce the games in April that get moved. And then, obviously, I think up till here. And then these 2 games are going to be a bit later. I think, obviously, they haven't moved it yet. I can't believe they haven't moved it yet. That all of these games on the last day of the season will get moved. I don't know why they haven't moved it yet. Obviously, if it's on Saturday at 3 p.m, they can't show it. So you would imagine that they would move it. Or move it by day, or move it to 12:30. But we'll see about that, I don't know. But yeah, so like I said, keep an eye out. Come back to the channel during the week. I'll let you know when it gets announced, which of our matches get moved. And on that note, thank you for watching, and goodbye.